The Golden Knights defeat Anaheim 3-1 before they settle in for a long Christmas nap. Our reacts next, right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, hi again to everyone. Whoa, the Antlers kind of threw me off. I am Tony Cardasco, along with Chris Golick. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Thanks for making us your first listen everywhere, wherever you get your podcast. And please make sure to subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. So, VGK breaking a 1-1 tie in the third period. Tomas Hertl with his 10th goal of the season. And both he and Kolesar adding an insurance goal for the Vegas Golden Knights. Let's start there.
Yeah, I mean, just some general perspectives. This is a good game right here. On the scoreboard, it definitely didn't go the way you would have thought, right? Anaheim comes in off the back-to-back. You felt it might have been kind of a lackluster game, and Anaheim had some punch. VGK dominated for a pretty long stretch from the second into the third, but Anaheim wasn't bad in this one. That said, Gibson going down and Dostal coming in, that was, I think, the shift in the game because Dostal was absolutely on fire. So many high danger chances for the Golden Knights that they just couldn't finish. And I don't think it's lack of execution on VGK's part as much as it was that Dostal is a really good goaltender who is going to be trouble for a long time in the Pacific Division. I think he's probably 23, 24 years old, something like that. He's young, going to be around for a while. And he certainly fares a lot better than John Gibson does against the Vegas Golden Knights and almost stole the game for the Ducks.
Yeah, so that injury that you alluded to, that was in the first period. John Gibson.
Send Lazinski down for that. Send him down.
That's what I'm saying. That was an AHL. That was an AHL play. That's exactly what he's swinging the stick like crazy.
I didn't think of it like that. But
he was swinging the stick, dude. Bro.
You know, it's weird. I mean, go ahead and frame it, Tony. You got to frame, and then I'll jump in.
No, I'm just saying. Okay, Lazinski's behind the net, swings the stick down, catches Gibson. Somehow went under the mask and whacks Gibson in the right eye. And a ton of good saves early by John Gibson, let us add.
It was a Gibson game. The dam was going to open at some point. The Hoover Dam was going to crack with Gibson, and that it does every single time. So it was a weird play, right? Lazinski has his stick up high. He's a bit reckless with it. And it's a weird gesture that he almost makes towards Gibson. I'm not suggesting he's trying to gouge his eye out or anything like that. I will say he was very careless with the stick, though. And I think that's a fair way to say that without saying he was trying to somehow mess with Gibson and do something to him. I don't think there's a world that exists where Lazinski is trying to poke someone's eye out, because depending on the cut of the mask and stuff and how you angle the stick, that can possibly get in there and, whatever. Hopefully there's nothing wrong with Gibson. That's just a weird, bizarre circumstance there. And then that's what led to Dostal coming in. That's why I said send him to the AHL, because you can't knock John Gibson out of the game and expect anyone to be happy about that. John Gibson need to stay in the game. It's like a bad starting quarterback. You don't want to injure them. You want to sack him every play you get. You want to put pressure on him, but you don't ever want to knock him out of the game, because that makes it tougher. The backup quarterback might be better.
Let's talk about the quirky play. Second period, the shot off of the referee's shin guard. Hill makes the save, and then Leo Carlson almost misses the empty net, but everyone missed a very rare NHL rule on that initial shot off of the referee's shin guard.
Yeah, so I don't know what the year was, but I'll probably sometime post NHL lockout in 2006, if I had to guess, or whatever year, 2003, 2006, whatever year it was, doesn't matter. The NHL, in shorts, there's a rule where if the puck goes into the nets directly off of an official, it's no goal. It's no goal. There's some more historic plays where a puck is shot and there's a referee in the corner And I think it's like a dumping situation, right? Someone just trying to dump the puck and hits the ref and goes directly into the net. The goal doesn't get allowed. So a couple things to talk about here. Number one, you got a dump in happening from the red line. Hits the referee's shin guard, or the linesman. Hits the linesman's knee pad. You actually see the linesman like wince in pain the second it happens. And Aiden Hill, maybe he's cheating a little bit, but he's expecting that puck to rim around the back. I don't think you're going to fault him for that. And he has to make a recovery and make an incredible save. Had that puck gone directly in off of the linesman, it would not have counted. You have NHL Rule 37.3, which are goal situations that are subject to a video review. One of them is where did it go? Puck. Okay, F. Puck deflected directly into the nets off an on ice official. And then the continuation of that is going to be Rule 76.2 that talks about where the face-off would be should that happen, and when a goal is illegally scored as a result of a puck being deflected directly off an official, the resulting face-off shall be made at the nearest face-off spot in the zone where the puck was deflected. So had this happened, the face-off would have been a center ice face-off because that's where it happened. So
wait, so the puck would have been dead, and Leo Carlson would not have had a chance to hit that puck over the net.
Interesting perspective here. Had Leo Carlson scored on that rebound, because Aiden Hill made the first save, obviously.
Oh boy, he missed it so bad. Yeah, that was bad. He hit it over the net.
Honestly, I think the rebound would have counted, because I mean, I guess the interpretation of the rule here
was just on the initial shot. So just the initial shot.
Right, but let's read this one more time here. Where did it go? It's in awarded, committed off the play. Stoppage occurs, no face off. Okay, when illegally scored as a result of puck being deflected off an official. I mean, had that gone in right there, that would have been a goal as a result of a puck being directly deflected off an official. Now, I don't know if the rule book goes that deep. So I'm simply referencing the first save where he makes like that diving glove save. And then there's mixed reviews if Aiden Hill actually saved that second shot or if it hit his stick. It doesn't matter for the rule or anything like that. But the first shot definitely would not have counted. That went directly off the official's knee to the nets. The rebound probably would have counted because then the play continues at that point. I don't know how the interpretation goes that deep.
So Tanner Pearson scores the first goal. VGK gets the first goal of the night last night. So Bruce Cassidy's been working on that. A lot of missed opportunities, however, right before that Pearson goal.
Yeah, I mean, again, before the goal, there's opportunities out there. Whether it was the Golden Knights not finishing, whether it was the combination of Gibson and Dostal doing their thing.
Or Gibson. It was Gibson at the time. Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Well, they scored on what? They scored on Dostal.
They scored on Dostal, yeah. But you're right. A lot of missed opportunities on Gibson.
Yeah, I mean, was it missed opportunities, or we just got to give credit for Gibson and Dostal playing well? I think it's a combination of their.
Well.
I don't think
they
it's
played
one
well. No, both of those goalies played pretty well last night, as well as they could for a team that gives up the second most shots in the NHL.
Yeah, I mean, and it was the first most the year before. We talked about that a bunch. Let's see here, just pulling up the game report.
Pearson's first goal, by the way, in 12 games, so that was good. He breaks the ice.
Not bad for the PTO, right? For the paid tryouts. Yeah, this was a goal that Kolesar created, right? Kolesar had like a little mini breakaway, goes in, creates the turnover, and then finds Pearson for the second time on there. And a shorty. How about Keegan Kolesar out there bucking it up on the penalty kill?
Yeah, we're going to talk about Kolesar, that new line coming up in our third segment today. But yes, he did a terrific job first taking the puck. He took the puck away twice. He took it away from McTavish, and then he took it away from Killorn. And then the result, of course, was that goal. So he gets rewarded with of course, with the apple. And then the first goal in 12 games for Tanner Pearson. So this Pearson, does he figure into the future plans of VGK, do you think?
I don't see why not. I mean, he's a PTO that got a deal. He might want to go and try and get a better contract somewhere else. I mean, I can't see VGK doing much more than something in the 1-1.5 range if for a year or two, and he might, Pearson might be trying to build his stock like a Victor Olofsson as well. Same thing. Come to Vegas. In his case, I mean, if he doesn't make the Golden Knights, what happens to Tanner Pearson? Right? Does he get signed by a team looking to fill out a roster like Columbus or San Jose, or does he go to the American League with someone? Does he go to the KHL? I mean, these are all legit things that could have happened here. So Pearson has certainly extended, probably the better word to use, extended his career in the NHL. I don't think he's going to get a massive contract anywhere, but he might have earned an opportunity to get a couple of years at least, and maybe that could be in Vegas for 2 years at $1.3 million per season. If that's the case, lock it up. You need Tanner Pearsons in your roster. You do.
Yeah. VGK fails on the 5-on-3 for the first time this season, but just 23 seconds on that 5-on-3, and then they could not capitalize there. I was looking through the box score last night. Nick Hague, 4 shots on goal. Nick Hague.
He had a great chance. He had a great chance on that one from south of the goal line right there. Some nice hands going in there right now. Not Braden McNabb level hands. It's just a couple things here that I'm noticing. The second goal, that nice transition goal, just a simple seeing eye play where it's the type of thing they practice probably a million times, and the team's tired of doing it, but it leads to a goal. McNabb, Theodore start the breakout. And then simple rim around the boards. Eichel on the line change comes out, and Hurdle finds soft ice. And then, of course, the final goal was real nice. You got the turnover created right at the blue line. I believe that was Hurdle that started, and then Carlson connects with a streaking Kolesar. And Tony, I'm gonna give you some credit here for a second. I'm not gonna do it for too long. I don't want people to get uncomfortable or anything, but Carlson looked like he was trying really hard for the empty netter at the end of the game, and I needed it because I took an alternate puck line at -2.5. But Carlson looked like he was pushing. He might have been able to pass a couple times.
He should have passed the puck a lot more. Coming up next, the latest money puck odds are out. Does VGK get the respect that it deserves? We'll talk about that next when we return right here on Locked On Golden Knights. PrizePicks, the best place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less, at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. So run your game all season long at PrizePicks. PrizePicks invented the flex play. We have to tell you about that. What that means is you can still cash out if your lineup is not perfect, and you can double your money even if one of your picks does not hit. PrizePicks puts its members first. All withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When your picks hit, you can get your money in as quickly as 15 minutes. So sign up today. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. And then PrizePicks also offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday. Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value for your lineups. And of course, check it out. It's the best way to get real money this football season. Which players are going off, which ones are not. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money today on PrizePicks. Again, download the app, use that promo code LOCKEDONNHL, and you will receive $50 instantly when you play $5 at PrizePicks. Welcome back on this Christmas Eve edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and the Antler Man, Chris Golick. We appreciate you tuning in each and every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure to subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. Fridays, WTF. Yes, we'll be here on Friday. And Saturdays, sometimes, the Chris and Chris Jr. show. You're a little bit surprised to see Edmonton a better percentage chance to win the Stanley Cup on Money Puck, right? VGK 8.6% to win the Cup, and the Oilers 9.9%.
Yeah, I mean, this is as of Sunday. A new pie chart hasn't come out yet, but as of Sunday, there are only a couple of games that have been played, so it's not going to change a whole lot on this chart. VGK 8.6%, Edmonton Oilers 9.9%, and someone sent us a video. Who's the hockey guy that does all the projections and power rankings and all that? I forgot who that. Someone sent us that. He's got Vegas number one on his power rankings, which is fine. But Money Puck, I mean, I'm not a big proponent of all these, odds and advanced stats and everything like that. But I do trust stuff like this when I read it as far as what goes into it. Are they saying Edmonton's better than Vegas? Let's pump the brakes a little bit there. But 9.9% to 8.6% is the spread between Edmonton and Vegas. I don't understand that. Edmonton, I think, is a good team. I think they're going to factor into things at the end of the season, but VGK and Edmonton were to lock up in a series right now, even without Barbashev and Nick Waugh, I think they'd be okay. It might be a little more difficult, especially without Nick Waugh from the defensive side. But best on best, I don't think Edmonton is nearly as potent as they were the last two seasons.
Yeah, you look at some of the other teams, the Caps 10.3, the Panthers 9%, VGK you still believe should be ranked higher. The Kings 8% to win the cup. The Kings really interesting. They had that difficult road trip, 7 games. It's not rigged, but they played 7 games on their latest road excursion.
The Kings are going to be trouble. I think people are quietly dismissing the Kings mainly because Edmonton's
mainly because they go on the road for 7 games and go 3-2-2.
Well,
mainly.
The good thing is they don't have to go on the road for 7 games during a road trip unless
the
Crypto.com arena.
They'll send them out. They'll send them out again, probably late in the season.
But the Kings are going to be trouble. I think Kings are going to make some moves at the deadline. They're getting Drew Doughty, which is already an amazing deadline acquisition. Their goaltending's been holding up. Could be trouble. I think people, the Golden Knights want to avoid the Kings, and obviously watching the Oilers and Kings lock up in round 1 is always interesting. Usually ends in the Oilers advancing. Colorado at 7.7%.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
Has my attention.
That's a surprise. And is it based purely on analytics though? It has to be.
I think Money Puck is purely an analytical site. I don't think.
Sure.
I think Money Puck takes out every opinion they can, and this is strictly odds, it's
numbers,
strictly algorithms, whatever it is. And there's a lot of work put into this. And Money Puck is a great source for a lot of things. Their power rankings are interesting. It shows stats for line combinations and things like that. I'm sure there's some writers that still watch this show, but for anyone that has writer's block, you can spend 5 minutes on Money Puck and you can have 6 articles just flow out that quickly. That's the nice thing about Money Puck back when I was doing some writing. Winnipeg Jets. I mean, I know the Jets are expected to kind of crumble, and Money Puck is supporting that statement. Of course, they're 92% to make the playoffs. But when you look at their slice of the pie for the Stanley Cup, there's not even, you can't read the percentage because that's how small it is. It looks like it's south of 1%. So the Money Puck's analytics support the eye test of the Winnipeg Jets being the type of team that's pretty solid in the regular season and crumbles every year in the playoffs.
Okay. And back to that Kings team. What's hurting them right now? They are the 7th worst power play unit at 9%.
Yeah,
so that's going to hurt them. That's going to hurt them eventually.
They got to get middle of the road. When VGK won the cup, they were 17 in the regular season, I believe. So you don't got to be in the top. Like there used to be a time getting in the top 10 on each or 100%. I think that was the other number where your power play percentage plus your penalty kill percentage over 100%, I believe, was a general target. I have no idea where that math is for the Kings.
Okay. The Caps, how about them? 10.3. That's pretty interesting. They're the top.
Don't talk about the Caps, Tony. I get dragged anytime you say the Caps.
Why? Of course, I'm trying to.
No, Caps are doing great.
Are they cup worthy? Are they cup worthy at this point of the season?
Are they not cup worthy? They got the goaltending. Yes, I'm drooling over Logan Thompson. Fine, deal with it. We were talking about a team that didn't have great defensive metrics last year. Didn't have great defensive metrics heading in. First round quick exit they got swept last year, I believe, in the first round of the playoffs. You don't know what to make of that team coming into the regular season. And here we are on December the 24th. I mean, VGK fans have to be already thinking about the possibilities of the 2018 Stanley Cup rematch. And I think that would be incredible TV, and the drama if it was Logan Thompson and Alex Ovechkin coming from the East trying to win another Stanley Cup against the Vegas Golden Knights. I mean, that's a possibility right now, and that's pretty that's kind of like spine tingling thinking about that and what it would be like watching that. I mean, it'd be awesome.
All the VGK fans would sell their tickets, of course, for the finale. We know that.
I don't understand how you would, especially like you get to see the Stanley Cup awarded on
you
your
get to see it hoisted there. Who cares, right? Like it's still
it's a Stanley Cup. It's a Stanley Cup. Like, how do you? That's who cares. It's a Stanley Cup. I got an awesome jersey I brought back out of retirement, and my
out of retirement. Let's see.
It's my dual. It's my dual Golden Knights Blackhawks jersey. It's hard to see in the way
I see it. No. We can see it. It's right there. That's cool.
Yeah, I like that jersey. It's got Marc-Andre Fleury's name on the back.
Did you get that made?
Blackhawk for 5 minutes.
Was that custom made?
So I bought. Yeah, it was custom made. I bought the jersey like that off eBay, and then I took it to the place. I forgot the name of the place.
It's all good.
Not at City National, but up there, Sportstown USA, is it?
Okay,
and
yeah.
They put the gold Marc-Andre Fleury nameplate on the back. And
nice.
Really, really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
The story about that, I got that made because the Golden Knights traded Marc-Andre Fleury to the Blackhawks. I couldn't make Marc-Andre Fleury's return game because little Chris came down with COVID, so we just didn't go to that game. And then the second time the Blackhawks came, he had been traded to the Wild already. So I was like,
I was sitting next to the Bill Foley booth there, next to his box, and him and McCrimmon were sitting there. And for the entire game, they didn't say one word to each other. They just sat there. It was like just stoic. Coming up next,
strange dynamic.
Coming up next, more about the rodeo dust. It's still in my throat. No, we're going to talk about the Kolesar line. It's buzzing of late. We'll get to that when we return right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and receive $150 in bonus bets if you win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app, it gives you everything that you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. When you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check it out right now. All the latest stats, you can view the live play-by-play coverage, and much, much more on the same page where you place your bets. Don't forget, we do have Christmas Day action, and it's all going to be happening tomorrow on Netflix. That's right. These are the Netflix games. The Chiefs -3 over the Steelers. The total on that game is 44. The Ravens -5.5 against the Texans on the road. And the total on that game will be 46 and a hook. You could start it again with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. Again, it's FanDuel.com, FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the National Football League. Back on this Grinchmas edition, that's Golic, by the way. Back on this Christmas Eve edition of Locked On Golden Knights, I was looking for a preview yesterday of the VGK game, and Bruce Cassidy breaks out all the Christmas TV shows and what have you. Frosty the Snowman. Okay, I was looking for a preview. I wanted to get some information.
Kolesar dragged him in the post game. Someone asked, I guess you're just going about how much Cassidy is into Christmas and everything. And I think Kolesar said he's been blasting Christmas music wherever the team is around since like December 1st. And it's kind of hard to get pumped up and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty funny. He's tired of it by now.
So wait a second. So the Flying Burrito brother just ripped him, huh? So actually good for Cassidy in becoming more American with his tradition now, since he puts up the tree.
Canada. They don't celebrate Christmas in Canada, Tony?
I don't know. It's south of here, so I don't know.
It's not Boxing Day, Tony.
Okay, no, but they do. But he said that they just put their trees up a lot later. And here in the U.S., he's enjoying it because the fake Christmas tree goes up a lot earlier. I have not seen I have not seen on that point, to that point, have not seen a lot of cars with Christmas trees on them this year, like with the live ones. What's going on?
I'm okay with that. I don't like live Christmas trees. They kill my allergies.
Oh, yeah. The rodeo dust kills my allergies. This line of Carlson, Hurdle, and Kolesar has been buzzing. Um, Bruce Cassidy is literally, he's a genius. I mean, this team would not be doing what they do, again, I remind you, without Bruce Cassidy. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. He puts two centers, and you were like, what? No, that's not the line. Two centers? Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
I know. I was. Yeah,
Right.
you're right.
You were a little bit perplexed, right? And so was I, and so was everyone. You have Carlson at the center, you have Hurdle on the wing, and remember though, preseason Cassidy said, "I'm not opposed to putting two setters on the same line." Remember he said that, and then so you have Carlson, you have Hurdle, and then you have Kolesar, who doesn't even seem to be that fit. And here they are buzzing, and we never would have thought in our wildest sugar plum dreams that this could work.
It's December the 24th. Vegas Golden Knights have the best record and the best points percentage. Technically, the Jets have more points, but they got 2 games in hand. So if the season were to end today, December the 24th, Christmas Eve, the Golden Knights would be the number 1 seed in the West and the entire NHL. And
the President's Cup. Go ahead
the
and
President's Cup.
Come
Here
on,
we go.
Come on, bro. Let's jinx them right now. The President's Cup. The favorites.
So that's the first thing. And then the Golden Knights are getting an incredible push from the line of Keegan Kolesar, Carlson, and Hurdle. Arguably, Kolesar has been the most dynamic person on that second line right now. So what a time to be alive as a Golden Knights fan. I'm not knocking anyone. Let's be clear about this, but I'm simply saying people put out hot takes and stuff before the season. We all do. It's kind of fun, and we try and be creative with it and things we don't expect to happen, because every year the unexpected happen, and no one had Keegan Kolesar being the driving force of a line featuring Hurdle and Carlson. And Kolesar might have played himself into a higher spot on this team once Barbashev and
so
Nick
they underpaid him. They underpaid him, is what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, this is McCrimmon and Cassidy, just geniuses. I mean, Kolesar 15 points. I think he's at a career high in goals almost
already. He's over. No, he's over it.
He's over. Okay, so there you go. So, and Hurdle finally figuring out on the wing something he's been uncomfortable with, and William Karlsson is the glue that puts it all together, Tony. So there you go.
Let me ask you this question. In practices, they do jumble up lines anyway, right? So they had to see something at times. I'm sure at times, yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure that they've seen something, and something sparked Cassidy to put that line together. Something had to spark him to do that. No, when did this occur?
No, you're not wrong.
When did this start? 2-3 games ago?
Whether it happened in practice or if it was just, I mean, something we love about Cassidy. You were just drooling over him a second ago, as I do as well.
We always do.
He's an amazing coach. We give him credit.
He's an amazing coach. Not a good critic of Christmas shows, but he's a good coach.
We give him crap for some of his takes on things, but in a playful manner. And the dude is a friggin' genius. He's a mad scientist when it comes to the lines, and he has no fear. Right? He's out there in front of 18,000 people and about 12 more watching on Nighttime Plus. He's got a lot of pressure on him. And he's constantly jumbling lines with no fear of something completely backfiring. And as a result, it might not be the first, second, third, or fourth option, but as a result, here we are again, December 24th, talking about the dynamic line that should stay intact once Nicholas Waugh and Ivan Barbashev do return to this Vegas Golden Knights lineup. And it's a lot of fun to watch. And I mean, look at this on paper. Okay. Carlson, defensive specialist that can put up a lot of goals and put up a lot of points. Tony's going to argue with that. Fine, whatever. Tomas Hurdle has spent 5 minutes playing the wing in his career, right? And it was a borderline disaster at times last year. It wasn't really that good even this year up until about the last couple of weeks or so. And then Keegan Kolesar, a fourth-line energy guy who, his job is to go out there and check and protect the team. Oh, now all of a sudden Kolesar is your second-line right wingers. So this is, I'm not knocking anyone. This is a good thing right now. And the fact that the Golden Knights are getting these contributions from players who are in that bottom 6 or bottom 9 even is pretty spectacular. And the third line is always a major concern for any team, and maybe the Golden Knights have found an answer, especially once Nick Waugh and Ivan Barbashev are back in the picture. You got a stronger line that's going to maybe, does Barbashev, Brett Howden, we're going to talk about Brett Howden in a minute here. Brett Howden's getting lost in the shuffle all of a sudden. So this is good. It's a lot of good happening right now. And again, me and Tony didn't anticipate anywhere near to this. We felt by now the Golden Knights are teetering around, third place or so in the Pacific Division, biding their time. Maybe they make a run after the Four Nations face-off. And Golden Knights historically have done very well in December. Their points percentage is over 700, I think, going back to season number 1, if I'm not mistaken. So this is normal as far as what they do in December. January and February could be a different story, or maybe not. Teams should be healthy going into that, getting into the middle third of the season, what's historically been trouble, and they're pretty healthy, even without Barbashev and Waugh. They're pretty healthy, and I think both players are looking to come back after the holidays are over.
Yeah, so this line did come to fruition after those injuries to Barbashev and to Waugh. So it's just a recent change here for VGK. But it's going to be interesting to see if they stick with this line. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Just let it be, right? You have to continue to go with it and then figure out all those other pieces around it. Of course, Barbashev can slot back in on the top line, and Waugh can fit in wherever you want him to because he's that guy. So that's a pretty good problem to have if you're VGK, right?
And there's going to be attrition too, right? Barbashev and Waugh are going to come back. Someone else is going to get hurt. That just happens, especially in Vegas. That said, I don't know how it is from a year-over-year perspective. I don't know if that'd be easy data to find or not, but I feel like this season, even with missing Stone for a chunk, even with the recent injuries and stuff like that, I got to think their year-over-year man games lost are significantly down.
It's significantly down. Yeah,
so
it's
that's a
got to
good
be.
thing. And so, yeah, it's all good right now. It's all good and it's exciting. And, like we said back in September, when we were talking about what we felt this VGK team was going to be like, a team that's going to bide their time, hopefully, limp into the playoffs and maybe, get things going in the end of the regular season. We're talking about the possibility, the prospects of the Golden Knights and Washington Capitals meeting in the Stanley Cup final for the second time in it would be 8 years. So it's a fun ride. Sports are fun.
I did have to post last night Cole Schwint with the asterisk. That was for you and for all the VGK fans. Did you see what ESPN did on another note here? The Fresno State Bulldogs, they kept putting on the graphic the Bulldongs. The Bulldongs. They did it like 3-4
times. Like DONGS, did you say?
Yeah. So I called the Vegas Gold Dong Knights yesterday, just as
Isn't
my
dong, whatever, I want to say what dong is.
Yeah, exactly. But who would put that on a graphic? And then of course,
an intern who's going to be looking for another network.
Boy, that's on ESPN though. Well,
of course
it is pretty. You know what though? God's honest truth. It is hard to find good talent in those smaller markets. They always have people screw up. So they were up in Boise, at this Potato Bowl. So
yeah, whatever.
Ratings were not high. Not a lot of people saw it, I'm sure.
On the subject of weird, I just reposted
the NHL. On the subject of Bulldogs,
the NHL posted McNabb and Tanner Pearson celebrating after their goal, and says the Golden Knights win at the Fortress and the two swords, whatever. And I had to do a triple take. I thought they did the wrong picture. It looks like Marchessault. It looks so much like Marchessault. It's on my Twitter right now if you want to go look at it.
Who is it?
Pearson.
Oh, it is Pearson. Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, did you get the chart with the rankings of the players from last night from the game?
I can get it right now if you want.
Yeah, let's do that. And then, of course, everyone, I hope that there are safe travels wherever you go. And hopefully you did not book on American Airlines. My goodness, all of their flights are down right now. So hopefully you are safe.
We flew on the 23rd last year, and I feel like we dodged a major bullet last year with our.
Where'd you go? Chicago? Were you in Chicago?
No, we went to Alabama with my wife's family for Christmas.
Alabama.
It was remarkable. It was very nice. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Vegas Golden Knights. Shea Theodore way up high. Tomas Hertl, Keegan Kolesar.
Hannafin lower third. Hannafin disappearing act.
On the bottom is Pietrangelo, and really fast. Talk about Pietrangelo. He takes a puck up high. He's got a bloody ear. Hockey helmets come with ear guards, and almost every single NHL player takes them off because it doesn't look cool. I'm sure there's more, whatever.
There's got to be
Leave
more.
the dang ear guards on when you're playing competitive hockey.
Put on as many guards as you can, for sure.
I would at least start with an ear guard. Pietrangelo, Lazinski on the bottom for gutting Gibson like a fish. Flint Olofsson, Hanifin was the 5th worst Vegas Golden Knight last night. Pietrangelo was the worst. Terrible.
Okay. Give him another pin. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you so much, especially our everydayers. Hope that everyone has, from all of us here, me and Chris, that's all of us, and little Chris too.
And T intern. Don't forget T intern.
And the intern, of course. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Have a Merry Christmas, everyone. We definitely appreciate you. We'll see you again on the flip side of Christmas. That might be Thursday. I had to ask someone on Sunday, what day is Christmas again? No idea. I'm going to sleep the whole day and get rid of the rodeo dust. I'm going to try to cough it all out. So definitely have a Merry Christmas, everyone.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you so much.
And to all, a good night.